One thing we're doing is we have created a broadband office, and that they focus really on ensuring we have internet connectivity to all the parts of Colorado and really talking to the communities. And there are roadshows around the state and stakeholder engagement and understanding what the real need is in the world of Colorado. Inside state agencies, it's the same effort of having agency user groups, variety of forums. We have county user groups, really trying to get at where the service is actually occurring, because sometimes IT is a little removed. And so if we're 2 times removed, or sometimes 1 at least, then we want to create those forums to meet and understand. And then we're putting metrics into our projects and our delivery to really look at the outcomes and understanding. Often we like to talk, people will say underserved, and we want to focus on the unserved and really look at making a big impact. Collaboration is key. I would say relationships and then partnership really is the focus. And given a variety of ways to achieve that, it's really important to look for not-for-profit partnerships and different alliances. Often the community members are there in those groups, and that's who we would work with and want to understand how to actually see if we're making an impact. And then private sector has relationships across the country and all sorts of different states, and we found really a lot of benefits of working with them. And then our state agencies have a lot of county, municipal government forums. We found having events like this one, where we're together with the different government agencies, but also putting those together and having user groups at different levels of government really makes a big impact. I think we've really taken a view of you need to build security in and build security into the systems and the perimeters while making anything accessible. And using that word is more access to something. And so that we can say you can have a user ID, you can have single sign-on, you can have multi-factor authentication, you can do it a variety of ways. We've partnered a little bit with some of the community colleges and higher education to really look at that, because they touch everyone. And I think it's putting the burden back on security actually, and not on people. And if you look at the human-centered design focus, then it shouldn't be a big obstacle. Sometimes security likes to be the no, opposite of no, and it should be something different. I think what we've seen is certainly broadband, anything that's coming in that space, and AI is the hot topic nowadays. What we've started to discover is the need to just start and lean into AI, and then because you don't know what you're going to find. I think there's more fear there and worry. But in our example, we've piloted a few AI examples with disabled folks or communities that self-identify that way. And we found that it's made a huge impact for them and really let them experience what might be occurring in a meeting that could be too overwhelming with chat, video, sound all coming at once. Can you use AI to help in that space? And then also what it would mean for, if you can't see, can you use different senses, and really summarizing information. I think the equity question, that helps people with access. So I think the emerging technologies really will be in the space of what can we use? Does everybody have a phone or not? Does everyone have a library computer or not? How can they actually get basic services before we can do some of those technical experiments? I think get out there and talk to the community and look for the areas that are not receiving service. And specifically, it is looking for where there are policies or procedures in place that are systemically preventing access. We had a law in Colorado that said local municipalities, governments couldn't be an internet provider or work with them. But we found that that was really causing significant barriers for the communities that needed it. So we eliminated that law. It took a while, and it was in place for 18 years. I think otherwise it would just be to start getting out there and interviewing people. We're finding that with our My Colorado app is really understanding what the users need, want, what are they doing? It's interesting because we're finding there's a cool factor to it for certain communities and populations, but in others where, let's say we have a use case where folks might be in a shelter and they don't have IDs. Well, they can be given a phone with the app on it and they can have their ID on the phone. And so there's ways to just lean into the space and consider use cases that maybe we haven't really thought about. I'll start looking at the true business partner answer is really, do you understand what I'm trying to do and the problems that I'm trying to solve? And is there a way that it's already been solved someplace else? And then can you bring solutions to the table? Can you come to offer easier solutions that are quicker, maybe? That could be really helpful. I think I don't want just the sales pitch. It's to really, usually vendors come with, here's my answer, any problem, give me your problem. And I would want it to be the other way around. Let's solve the problem together. And we're finding that with all the state agencies anyway, is we might be implementing a solution, but we're not solving the fundamental problem. And so getting back to user design and putting the human first can really make a big difference. The thing I enjoy the most is meeting and hearing different people and what other governments and other organizations have achieved. Today, every talk in the first 6, I learned something and was able to apply it and even put it in my presentation that came later. But I think seeing and understand that, having a common view of we all have similar problems and no one's figured it out, and then we can just work together and make a difference. I think having people together, it's been really hard in the virtual world that you lose relationships, you lose understanding, so it's been very helpful to have live events to connect with people.